This week on the podcast, young buck Matt Jackson gives his reaction to All In selling out just hours after it happens. Learn how I main evented the Ring of Honor show in Toronto. And one of you makes my mom watch Zandig throw Joey Janela off a building into a burning pickup truck. Enjoy the show.
This is the Art of Wrestling with professional wrestler Colt Cabana.
How you guys doing? Come on in, sit down, relax. You're about to listen to The Art of Wrestling, a professional wrestling podcast. It's a life podcast. It's a personal journal and it's entry way into the minds, the souls, the hearts, and the lives of the people involved in the world of professional wrestling. I'm your host. My name is Colt Cabana. I'm a border crosser. I'm a wall jumper. I do not believe in a wall on any kind of border, specifically United States and Canada. Well, specifically, I guess, Mexico and United. You get the idea. All right. Most importantly, I am a professional wrestler, and I am sitting here live in my studio apartment in Chicago, Illinois. Before I go any further, this is a fan-supported and listener-supported podcast supported by people just like you. Give it to you free of charge every single Thursday. ColtCabana.com, Stitcher, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you get your podcasts from. A couple great ways that you could support. Rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes, please. Tell a friend. Tweet it out. Instagram story it. Best way that you can support, though, ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com, t-shirts, buttons, pictures, posters, DVDs. I got a children's book. I got action figures. I got Wrestling Road Diaries, digital and undigital. It's all available, ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com. And on a sponsorless episode, that's the way to keep this train moving. Speaking of trains, like usual, had to jump on a train to head over to Boston to start this War of the Worlds tour. The tour itself was Wednesday, off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So 4 shows in 5 days. Boston, Toronto, Detroit, and Chicago. And I'll take you through all of those through my journey this week with a couple of my friends and a couple of people I got some beef with. But the gimmick, quote unquote, to this whole tour was that a bunch of the New Japan wrestlers came over and we toured together like one happy family. And I think it's fun to see who enjoys the tour because here's I'll give you some inside stuff. For the most part, well, for everyone, a lot of these people are just on salaries. So some people love going over and touring for New Japan when they're with Ring of Honor, but some people are just annoyed by it. And I think vice versa. I think some of the Japanese love being over here. And I think some of the Japanese are like, all right, I've been here enough times. I just want to be home where I know what's happening, where I know how to do stuff, where I speak the language. And I think a lot of the New Japan crew that was over this time were some of the younger guys. So I can see that they're into it. They dig it. They love being on these tours. They want to wrestle every night. They enjoy the nice crowds. And in order to get into some of their heads a little bit, I talked to Rocky Romero because he's a bit of a middleman for Ring of Honor in New Japan. And it was the very first day of the tour, and I wanted to get a good grasp on how this tour was going to go.
Look at that nifty microphone you got.
You like this?
How much was that? Is it good?
Now, let it be known this is a Shure iPhone microphone. Top of the line.
Sure it is.
They gave it to me for free.
Well, thank you, Sure. You know, my name is Rocky Romero. I might restart a podcast or something if I got a microphone.
You dabble in the audio arts.
Yeah, I dabble in the audio arts here and there, you know.
This weekend, it's War of the Worlds. I thought it was Global Wars, but I was way off. War of the Worlds.
I thought it was Global Wars.
See?
Did we make that up?
Pretty sure.
The Berenstain Bears
yes,
thing?
The Nelson Mandela effect of Ring of Honor.
Right.
There's 12 Japanese men here, and none of them speak English.
Yeah.
And they don't have a handler. I think it's you.
I'm not the designated handler. I think Sumie is probably more qualified for that. But I'll help out when I can.
Because I thought you were office, bro.
Kayfabe.
Sorry, I'll edit that out.
No, you can leave that in. I was just going to say kayfabe so people don't start emailing me and asking me for stuff.
That's what I'm saying, so I'll probably...
No, you can leave that in. Just don't email me and ask me for stuff.
There you go. Take the hints. What's your position there?
I'm a handler. No, I kind of help out with, now that it's just busy working with Ring of Honor and Rev Pro UK and, yada, 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 various indies. So I just kind of help out with Hattori. He's getting up there and he's kind of taking me under his wing to assist him. I started, my first tour was 2002, October of 2002. So then I spent some time outside. I went to Mexico and stuff, but I've been with the company now since 2011.
Matt Bloom / what's his, Baldo.
Yeah.
He brought you down to the training performance center.
Yeah, and I had to make a decision because they were pretty serious.
What'd they offer? A training job?
Yeah, I think it would have been training and some wrestling. I would have been some wrestling, but
Not ready to give it up?
no, not ready to give it up. I mean,
You're still young.
yeah, I was like 33 or 32 at the time, so I was like, I have at least 10 more years. I enjoy what I do. I like seeing the guys and hanging out, and I mean, the wrestling is still number one. That's what we got into this thing for. So it'd be hard to give up. And, especially just a hard transition like that, it could be like, they don't want you to wrestle, it's like, hey, we don't want you to wrestle, and that's it. I'm coaching, and that's it. So, like, no goodbyes, not that I want this, like, sweet send-off or anything, but I don't know, wasn't not ready.
And I get it. Specifically me, somebody who has moved into the commentary role, I get it. I'm doing 4 shows, I'm watching my friends wrestle, and I'll be doing commentary with Ian Riccaboni, someone who's not ready to give up the boots. And luckily for me, I have a full schedule outside of Ring of Honor, and it keeps me sane. It allows me to wrestle. So when I come to do television commentating or streaming commentating, it's almost like a nice little break, Except the first day of the show, Ian Riccaboni had real life work, got another job, couldn't get off on a Wednesday. So all of a sudden, I went from being a color commentator who doesn't really know the rules of color commentating to play-by-play, the lead guy. Oh no, it was me and BJ Whitmer, and we were kind of crapping our pants a little bit. And this was right before we started. We're about to go out and announce this show tonight.
You're driving this car, right?
Well, Ian Riccaboni has left us.
I know, he just abandoned us here to do this show on our own.
Confidence levels?
Mine is high in you, low in myself.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh, God.
I have confidence in you to drive this car for us right now.
Yeah, so I'm doing play-by-play. You're doing color commentary.
Yes, sir.
Oh, God, right?
Yeah, we did this once in Texas.
But they didn't have a streaming service then.
No, we're live to our streaming service right
We're
now.
live, pal.
Yeah, we sure are.
All right, good luck.
Good luck to you too,
I'll
buddy.
need it.
Yep.
And the show happened. It was a good show. Pardon this microphone a little bit because I'm still learning how to use this Shure microphone on my iPhone. I'm not sure what's too close or too far. This is the only audio that's kind of like this, but it's still fine. This is right as the show's closing, and it's kind of cool at the end. You'll hear the ending ceremony, I guess, performed by the Young Bucks. Closing down the show, as they would say. BJ, the Young Bucks are in the ring. The show finished. Nick's about to talk. I'm dead.
Yeah, what a show. What a way to kick off this tour. I was a little nervous going into this, us doing commentary. I felt we did a pretty good job.
I think we did all right.
I think we did good.
I'm interested to hear the feedback.
I am too. Let's see what the fans think.
My voice is gone.
Yeah, mine too, man. I'm hoarse. All right, I need something to drink.
All clapping for us.
Yes. What's that?
All clapping for us.
Yeah, well, no, not really, but
Is it the Young Bucks in the ring?
yeah, I think it is, buddy.
What we do for a living. That is just a little example of what we're going to do in Osaka when we go for those heavyweight titles and defeat Igor and Sabin.
7:09 a.m. on Thursday, the second day of the War of the Worlds tour. We're at the airport. I'm exhausted. We have no show today. I guess today is considered a travel day.
So why are we up this early?
I don't know why we're up this early on a day off. Is what I'm getting to. I'm exhausted. And
Tell them how we didn't sleep the night prior to
Nick, we didn't sleep the night prior either because we came on a red eye from LAX. We did LAX to where are we at? Boston. That's sad. There's actually a moment yesterday where I didn't remember where we were, like during a meet and greet, and it took me 30 seconds to go, where are we? But anyway, we didn't sleep. We never sleep, though, so that's kind of what we do. We're used to it.
Sleep when you're dead?
Yeah, maybe.
Or in 5 years when the run's over.
Hopefully I get another 5. I was thinking another 2 years. But, yeah, we don't sleep as it is. We're fathers. So we're home, we don't sleep because I'm up early with the kiddos, getting them ready for school, and then when I'm on the road, I don't sleep either because there's shows to make.
I got flagged from going into Canada back in 2007. I didn't know the rules of being a performing artist, being allowed to wrestle, so I lied and said I was meeting a friend, and the guy was like, we know there's a show, we know you're on it. If you just said you were on it, we would have let you go, but now we have to send you back, and you'll have a 10-year warning on your record. So for the past 10 years, 2007 to 2017, I knew I was going into customs. And then when my 10-year anniversary came up, the customs person was like, no, I don't know who told you that. This is there forever. And then a couple of months ago, I went to Winnipeg and I told the guy the story. He's like, we don't need to check you. You know what? I'm going to write a letter. It should be off the next time you cross the border. So I was really excited to cross the border this time. Just go right on in, not have to talk to anybody, not have to explain my situation. Just walk right into Canada. Are you curious to where I was?
I got through customs really fast, and I don't have one of those pre-check numbers.
Yeah, where were you?
Oh, I am flagged in Canada since 2007 for lying about being a wrestler. Bruiser, are you flagged in Canada?
I'm not flagged in Canada. How is this possible that you're flagged in Canada, but we're not flagged in Canada?
I for sure, honestly, Silas, I definitely thought I was going to see you in line. I don't know, no offense or anything, but like, I assume there was a DUI somewhere in your background.
No DUIs, but multiple marijuana convictions.
Yeah, every single time I come to Canada, I have to go to customs, tell them that I lied in 2007 and I'm here for a show and I'm allowed to do it because you're a performing artist, because Vince McMahon admitted that wrestling was fake. And sometimes the line is tiny and sometimes it is full of, I'm not sure what the word I want to use here.
I don't know if there's any PC words to use, maybe.
Yeah, there was just a lot of people in that line. The good news is, you guys are still sitting here waiting for the shuttle.
Yes, we are.
And of course, that was Silas Young and the Beer City Bruiser meeting me at the hotel shuttle, where we would spend a day in Toronto doing absolutely nothing. I'll tell you what, I enjoyed watching every single episode of Cobra Kai. Great series. I put this on my Twitter, but Ralph Macchio's cousin in the show, if you've seen it, is a comedian named Brett Ernst, and he was the color commentator on Wrestling Society X. So wrestling ties everything together. The next day we got up, there was a show in Toronto, and it was nice to see some old friends on the show. I got to catch up with the Super Smash Brothers, Evil Uno, and Player Dos.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
We're in Toronto, which is not necessarily French-Canadian speaking territory, is it?
No, we're about like 5 hours from that. Which we actually drove the 5 hours. Everyone thinks everywhere in Canada is real close, but we're the second largest country in the world, so you know.
There's a lot of space between the big cities. Lots of space.
I would have said you guys are Montreal, but I think you're Quebec, which isn't Montreal. I forget.
We're actually from Ottawa, so we're on the Quebec side of Ottawa, which is between Montreal and Toronto. We're about 4.5 hours from here, 2 hours from Montreal.
It's a nice breath of fresh air to have you guys on the show, something different. Is this because this is a 4-day loop? We already did Boston. You're not on any of the other shows, are you?
Oh no, we can't get over the border unless we can get a visa. So
Yeah, still stuck with the no visa issue. So yeah,
this is our first time here in ROH in 7 years.
something like that. Yeah.
We wrestled here the last. No, not true. ROH TV, and then Cornette fired us same day.
We had a great match though. Great match. It wasn't good enough, I guess.
How did the firing go down?
Well, it wasn't even done personally. It was like we had a match with I believe the American Wolves was our last match, and everyone shook hands. Everything was great, and they really liked the match. And then on our drive back, we had received a text. I don't remember who sent it, but they're pretty much like, "Oh yeah, they're gonna cut you." Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which is weird because when we came back from the match, Cornette was like super hyped, like, "Wolves, you guys look great. You were amazing." And then we were right there and completely ignored us, and then we got fired. So
I had that same. A lot of us did. Yeah. Whenever we wrestled like Hero or Claudio, it was just like Hero, Claudio, amazing.
Yep.
Kevin was also no. Okay, never mind.
No one even like patted us in the back. Nothing. Whatever. We're used to it by now. So.
Well, the pat on the back comes from the Young Bucks asking to wrestle you guys here
today. Hey, it all comes full circle 7 years later. So
yeah, it's good, and it's fun that we're working the box because we know we're gonna have a really good time. So we're hopefully everything goes well tonight. I think it will.
My God.
We're constructing a whole set here. All right, well, have fun match tonight, guys.
Hey, thank you, man.
Also, good friend Braxton Sutter was around. Pepper Parks. I'm not sure what to call him now anymore, but he was at the show, and I like talking to him. I enjoy his infectious laugh, and I wanted to have a little chat.
What is this? Like, what app?
I don't know. I just downloaded a recorder.
What's this little ball thing?
It's a microphone.
The ball gimmick.
That's really throwing you off.
It is.
I don't know. It's a microphone that I got from Shure. A little plug for Shure microphone.
I feel bad we're close quarters too. Like my coffee breath is just.
Oh, you're fine.
Some gumming. No, gum would probably be bad.
Bad for the podcast.
Yeah.
What'd you talk about with Stone Cold? I didn't listen. Was it cool to be on?
Well, I have to give props to. It was just supposed to be my buddy Andy Williams.
Fuck him.
No, it was just supposed to be him. But to his credit, me and my wife Laura Cherry Bomb Ailey were out in California with him to do Joey's Bar Wrestling, and Andy requested for me and her to do the podcast with him, and we did a two-parter, man.
Two-parter?
Yeah,
I didn't even get a two-part.
Yeah, like that's like and Andy never got the okay for us to be on the podcast, so like we just showed up and they had 4 microphones set up. So
well, you guys can talk. Might as well do 2 of these.
Yeah, it's like we just, dude. He couldn't have been nicer,
right?
He was, dude.
I went to his house. He was a sweetheart.
So what now was it? Because we were next door. He bought the house next door to his now to just.
Of course he did.
That's why it's 317 Gimmick Street now.
Wait, just a podcast?
Yeah, he literally bought. He said they were going to build high-rise apartments, and he was like, "Oh, they'd be looking down into my swimming pool." So he bought the house to podcast out of. Is that your next move? You're going to buy the studio apartment next door to yours?
Yeah, right. What a life. Did you talk about not being with Impact anymore?
No, because
is this breaking news on here?
No, I mean, like I put it on my Twitter, so you have a bigger following than I do. So maybe, yeah. It was weird because I talked about Impact a lot on his podcast, and I had requested my release at that time, but I hadn't gotten it yet. So it was like, I was like, I'm pretty sure by the time this comes out, I won't be there. So I didn't know. Because I acted like I was still with the company.
When you came on my show years ago,
yeah,
we were like, we need to get you that break. We need to do our big break. And here you are on Impact, and that, we talked about that. How that was like, wow, what an exciting thing! Finally, something cool's happened for you.
Yeah, that's why like I can't. I was just talking about this with somebody. I can't. Impact gate, like signing with Impact did a lot for me, like a lot. It gave me like, that was like my first platform. I'm sorry. So.
No, you plateau.
And then I plateaued and then I left.
Freudian slip there.
That was actually pretty good.
So what's the move now? Just back to the indies?
Yeah, I mean, like, trying to work on some WWE stuff, and then like I've done little shots here and there with Ring of Honor, but like I've always wanted to like have have a job here.
And then how's the podcast going?
Kicking ass with Jesse and Andy. We drop every Thursday.
That sounds like a day of competition, Mr. Parks.
Thank you for asking me about it. I appreciate it, by the way. It's me and my buddy.
Mine are on Thursdays.
Are they really?
You've changed yours to Thursday afternoons.
So we're early on Thursday, so that's cool.
Mine are early on Thursday.
It's me and my buddy. I keep saying Andy Williams. He's the guitarist of Every Time I Die, if you're into punk hardcore stuff. And so we kind of do like the combination of like music and wrestling travels and that kind of stuff. Yeah, he talks about jerking off a lot too. So I try to like tone it down, but it's a real thing.
I mean, that's a thing on the road that we all kind of talk about.
Yeah, so yeah. It's
a lot of us just don't talk about it on our podcast.
Yeah.
That our mothers could listen to.
Yeah, like everybody and anybody, right?
All right, bud.
This is like, I like how you're doing like the new the new platform, I was going to say again.
New plateau.
Yeah. That's a great,
you're also plateauing, Colt. Thank you.
Great plateau you got going here.
Yes, I'm well aware.
No, it's cool, man. It's a good way to evolve. It's good shit.
Thank you. Yeah. So as the show is coming together, the booking committee were talking about the card for the night, and a couple of the wrestlers weren't going to be able to make it and or wrestle. So the card had to be shuffled around a little bit.
This match was originally supposed to be myself, Jay Lethal, Dalton Castle, and Flip Gordon. And Dalton Castle is hurt, and Flip Gordon is flying somewhere in the world right now.
Not here.
It's not here. So
just didn't decide not to show up.
You always seem to be my go-to guy when I need a tag team.
Yeah, that happened in Columbus.
It sure did. So I appreciate you always having my back, man.
What do we think happened to Flip?
He fell off the side of the earth.
That's right.
Yeah.
You nailed that one.
Thank you. Sometimes, you just fall right off the side because of that flat thing.
So now I'm in a match.
Now you're in a match. Now, not only are you in a match, but you commentated 3 matches? Double duty Cabana.
Do you think I'm going to get paid twice?
No.
We all know the answer.
Listen, no.
Always bring your gear, ABYG, no matter what the situation. And that was the situation. All right, I'll be honest. I was told I was wrestling on Tuesday, so it's a good thing I was home on Tuesday. I could pack my gear. But I'm in the main event. We were wrestling the Japanese, Evil, Sonata, and Takahashi. A lot of you saw the gifs or the photos of me wrestling Daryl Jr. I unmasked that friggin' cat. So allergic too, by the way. I had to drink so much Benadryl that night after wrestling the cat. But we did the match. It took me about an hour and a half to get the mist out of my eyes. It was fun to be back in the main event. Nice little pop ski for good old Colt'S there. Helps the ego a little bit. Letting everybody know I'm still at it, still doing it. Sadly, two things after the match. A, Jay Lethal got rocked big time. And we'll talk to him a little bit later. But B, Flip Gordon finally decided to show up.
So I want you to know who just walked in the room.
Do you want to tell him or do you want me to tell him?
I mean, we talked a little bit about it, but it's 11:15 right now. Show's over.
And Flip Gordon just walked into the locker room.
Just walked in.
I actually got here, though, as you were making your entrance.
You see all this shit all over my face? Green mist all over. You were supposed to be the green mist guy.
I'm sorry, and I feel bad now that I see your face, and I feel like I should help you wash it off, but I feel like you're not going to allow me to.
No, I'm not going to allow you to. Give me the story.
All right, so my first flight at 6 a.m. was canceled, and I've been at the airport since 8 a.m. after that, literally waiting on standby to catch a flight here to Toronto.
And there was no flight? There's no standbys or no catches?
All the flights were sold out until 7 o'clock when I got on the one I got onto, and I literally got to Toronto and the venue as your entrance music was playing.
Who picked you up from the airport?
I Ubered. $110 Uber.
Worth it.
Worth it.
Oh, what'd you do at the airport all day?
Literally just sat on my phone and checked in at the counter every couple hours for the next flight to see if it had an empty seat.
All right, well, I mean, I guess it allowed me to wrestle tonight.
You did good.
Thanks, Dad.
Right?
I appreciate it. All right, well, don't miss flights again.
I won't.
Or I'll take your spot.
Please don't.
I heard I just got booked for All In.
You son of a... Well, you're from Chicago.
Based on that performance, I got a booking, which was supposed to be yours.
So you're telling me I could have been booked for All In tonight?
I mean, if you had the performance like I did, which was amazing.
It's going to be a long time before I ever put on that kind of performance.
Although there were people ringside saying, they were mad. They go, thanks for not having Flip Gordon. We did get some shit for you not being there. But no, these guys ringside were like, you better fucking do it. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll do some flips for you. And then I did the moonsault and I pointed right to them and they loved it.
I love that.
Psychology, baby.
Psychology.
All right. I'm sorry about your loss for All In, but I'll take it.
Also, that doesn't mean I'm in All In. I don't know the situation. I don't know my situation right now. I'm politicking a little bit to wrestle, but the reality might be I might be commentating. Either way, I'm going to be at the StarCast. I'll be at the convention part, and then there's a live Art of Wrestling Sunday, I believe at 1 o'clock. So the day after the show, 1 o'clock. Ticket prices are all at starcast.com. I hope you guys show up. I'm going to have, some friends on there. We're going to do a live podcast, old school Art of Wrestling style, and I'm looking forward to a real fun weekend. But there's still more wrestling to go. Toronto just finished, and the next day we move on into Royal Oak or Detroit, Michigan. No better person to talk to than Chris Sabin.
Yes, I'm about an hour from my house, so it's going to be an easy. Well, it was an easy drive here, and it's going to be an easy drive home. Get to sleep in my own bed tonight.
Yeah, but Royal Oak is middle of Detroit, so you're not middle of Detroit.
No, I'm actually a country boy. My character is from Detroit, but I'm actually a small town country boy.
You're actually from Wyoming.
Yeah, people don't realize I'm from rural Wyoming. Grew up on a farm.
I don't think. Have you ever wrestled here? Been a part of wrestling? We're in like a nice theater in Royal Oak.
Yeah, this is probably the nicest part of Detroit, honestly. If you're driving by, do you see all the nice houses? They're pretty huge neighborhoods, right?
And I know this is kind of like the hipster part of town.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of hipsters here. But it's cool.
Yeah. You've never wrestled here before?
Never wrestled in Royal Oak itself. Detroit, of course, around there.
Yeah, but this theater.
Yeah, no, never.
Ever seen any concerts here?
No, I have not.
What about the Alma Mater Hall?
Oh, yeah, I've been there. We're talking about A.T. Huck now, right? Yeah.
What's the other one that the clowns used to run, too?
There's Hot Rocks.
No.
Not thinking of Hot. That's where XICW used to run, and that's they were ICP and Eminem got into beef there.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it was like a known concert venue downtown Detroit.
Oh, St. Andrews Hall.
St. Andrews Hall.
Yeah, that's where you think of, yeah.
That's where I watched, I think Punk
punch out a fan.
Okay. That sounds very entertaining.
Yeah. Also, congratulations on Super Juniors.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that.
What's the plan for that?
Well, the plan is to leave on Tuesday and wrestle 14 shows in 3 weeks. Yeah, so it's going to be pretty rough on the body. I'm just hoping I can keep up.
And nobody to tag in either.
Nobody to tag in. Well, half the matches are tag matches, so then the other half are singles matches. So I will be doing a lot of tag matches, just not with my friend Alex Shelley.
Listen to a loud-ass Christopher Daniels behind me.
I mean, when is Christopher Daniels not loud?
He is one of those loud gentlemen. So usually for these shows, I try to find a story. Like I want to bring a story to each night that will differentiate it from one day from the other. And Detroit was just a good show. I wasn't sure what the story was going to be or what I was going to be able to record or talk about. And then at the end of the show, Hangman Page concocted something for the Being the Elite series that I didn't even know was going to happen. It kind of fooled me a little bit.
What did I just witness at the end of that show today?
They got engaged.
I was told that was all your idea.
Well, yeah, this dude was a big fan. I was their favorite wrestler, whatever. They came to the show here last year, and his girlfriend loved it, whatever, and he hit up Ring of Honor and was telling them he wanted to propose to his girlfriend, wanted to make it special, and that I was their favorite wrestler and all this kind of stuff, and Chrissy put him in touch with me, and I just took it, you know what I mean? I wanted to make that was something special.
So Ian and I, after the show, so sometimes you guys come out and do this after the show spiel, and it's like, all right, come on, like, where are you going with it? And then you pulled out this game, which was...
Pin the hang down on the hangman.
The hang dong?
Hang down. You know, hang down.
Oh, the hang down.
Hang down.
And you essentially had... like a dick.
Yeah, I couldn't ask for permission for that one. It came to me last second. I was like, oh, this would be a good idea. I had to get her blindfolded was the trick, and I didn't understand. I couldn't figure out how to get her blindfolded other than pin the tail on the donkey. But
right.
it had to make sense.
So, but I didn't know where it was going, so I legitimately, I'm like, where is this going? I think he's going to have this random woman pin a fucking penis on your neck.
And I almost just let it be that. Wouldn't that have been a rib?
And then the good surprise she said yes.
She said yes, thank gosh. And you know, I didn't know these people. I'd met them before, obviously at a meet and greet. But the first thing that comes to your mind is something like this is like, oh my God, I hope she says yes. I hope she says yes. And then he was telling me that they had just bought a house together and all this kind of stuff. He's like, oh, this sounds great. This is the couple to do it with. The odds are in their favor here. My favor too.
And then Marty sang
My Girl. That's their song, man. We're in Detroit, little Motown, and sent them home happy.
And I cried the same way I did when in the movie My Girl with Macaulay Culkin.
Beautiful.
So it all kind of tied together.
Tied it right.
Oh, what a nice moment here tonight.
So the next day, instead of making that drive from Detroit to Chicago, I used some miles. I flew to Chicago very early. I went and had lunch with my mom. It was Mother's Day. I got her some Sherry's Berries. I hope you did also, using the code COLT at berries.com. Maybe do it for Father's Day. You get the idea, not a paid plug. But if you get it, then they want to do more advertising with me. So I skipped the all-in press conference to have a Mother's Day lunch, and then I did the big 30-minute drive down to Villa Park, down to the Odeum, and that's where I saw a hurt Dalton Castle, who still came to television, even though he's hurting so much, still jumped on the plane, and I wanted to give him some shit, and also thanking him for giving me a fun opportunity in Toronto.
Well, first off, Flip Gordon's a delinquent, and that him not making the show is his own fault. This is an act of God. My back is injured. And I would think you would be thankful because you get to wrestle.
I was thankful.
You love to wrestle. You're not blaming me.
But, I mean, this all came together because you're man down, right?
Yeah. What do you mean I'm a man down?
Man down.
I'm the man down.
We got a man down.
Are you calling me the man? Like
down.
I never heard that term in my entire life.
Have you never seen an army movie?
I've seen Black Hawk Up, is the prequel, but I've never seen that other film.
Never seen Black Man Down?
Black Man? That's not a movie.
Kenny, is that okay to say that? Huh? Never mind.
Kenny. Well, did it go okay? Are you?
Yeah, of course. What happened? Did you die?
Yeah, just black. Yeah, I got a pinched nerve in my back that's making my hip feel like somebody took a battle axe out of the furnace and is stabbing it into the bone, and when that happens, I find it hard to wrestle. So I'm just trying to fix that. I don't know how long I'm going to be out. So keep your gear on you, I guess.
Got it in the car right now.
Yeah, because you're a pro. Yeah. Don't put this blame on me.
No. I just, it's part of the story. I just want to know why, what, how, who, what, where, why. I'm a journalist now.
Oh, good. I hope to not be out long, and I felt really bad. I hated missing this tour, man. Like, you guys, it looks like fun. Even though you probably like complaining, but I love complaining.
So much fun.
Complaining is my favorite thing about wrestling.
It brings everyone together.
Yes.
Against corporate America and the man.
The man down.
Yes. And again, Dalton Castle wasn't the only one that didn't wrestle in Chicago. Like I said before, Jay Lethal got his bell rung. And so I wanted some of the fans to kind of hear what goes through our process when we want to wrestle or don't want to wrestle. And especially in this new day of age where I think 5, 10, 15 years ago, Jay would have wrestled the next night. Dalton Castle would still be out there and we'd be pushing ourselves through these brutal injuries. But we're getting smarter. I won't say we're getting smarter, actually. Promoters and bookers are being more tolerant and understanding. Because I don't think wrestlers would ever want to do it, but we're always so scared that we'll lose our job that we just do it. And luckily, this day and age, promoters, bookers, office people are more informed that they insist that we stay out. And I think as wrestlers, we really appreciate it. And here, we can kind of hear what's going through Jay Lethal's mind. In this match where I made this triumphant comeback, even though I wrestled last week, but to the Ring of Honor's fans, they don't know, you got a boo-boo.
I did. I took Sunset Flip Powerbomb to the outside, and I got knocked out.
Can we blame me for this?
I think we can blame two people, Dalton Castle and Flip.
That's what I was just saying.
Yeah. Dalton was supposed to be there. Obviously he wasn't. You had to fill in. Flip, it's main event. We're trying to give the people something great.
If we go too hard on this guy, we're going to turn him heel to everybody.
Yeah, but I mean, we just needed Flip's arsenal, and then I wouldn't have attempted to do what I tried to do.
Felt you needed to add a little pizzazz, right?
Right. Something crazy about getting hurt. When I took that powerbomb on the outside, I thought that I watched the end of the match happen. The mist in your face when you and Kenny helped me stand up, and then I blacked out after that, right? I blacked out after that. Next thing I know, I was in the locker room with a couple of guys around me asking, hey, are you okay? I heard some stories about what I said and did in the locker room. Like I went up to some guy and I asked him, hey, I can't find my bag. Where's my bag? Well, anyway, while I was laying there, the end of the match that I thought I watched was not the end of the match that really happened. Last night, I watched back that show because I wanted to see, how hard did my head hit? And before I got to that part, I saw the end of the match, the real end of the match, that I swore that I saw something else happen.
Because you kept on saying I did a shitty bump.
On the side.
So luckily it wasn't me and that shitty bump.
Yeah. It's so crazy that when you're out of it, my brain or anybody's brain instantly tries to fill in those gaps with something, and my brain filled in the gaps that I couldn't remember about the match with something that never even happened, and I would have sworn that was really what happened, but then I went back. So that's kind of scary too. I watched last night what really happened, and I'm struggling to think how my brain even came up with what it thought happened. For instance, if they go back and watch it.
So this is just a big plug for Honor Club, is what?
Sure. Go sign up for Honor Club to watch the event. You see me take the Sunset Flip Powerbomb. Almost immediately after, Kenny King gets pulled off of the apron. He hits his face on the apron. I thought that happened right in front of me. But that happened on the other side of the ring, and now I'm like, what's real? Sorry, I just spit on you. But what's real? Is this real right now?
We don't know.
I don't know.
Question everything.
A little scary.
And now, I love the idea of Jesse Ventura just comes around the corner, starts talking about, oh, you talking conspiracies?
Oh man.
You know Jesse Ventura?
Nope. I didn't even know I could do a Ric Flair, to be honest, until I got drunk. But
so let's get you drunk and get. I have a feeling you could do a great Jesse Ventura.
I can do a good Jimmy Hart.
You know that.
I might be able to do a Ventura.
I'll tell you what.
We'll see if we can get some alcohol.
June 2nd is our next gig. I'll be with you.
Okay.
New York City.
Bring the alcohol.
I was gonna say have a Jesse the Body by then, huh?
No. I mean bring some alcohol, and then we'll find out.
All right, if we can get a sponsor here. I'm glad you're okay. You're gonna take off. You're gonna take off in this tour.
Yeah.
You'll take off next week.
Yeah, I feel much better. But that's another thing. I never, not a single day since it happened, have I felt horrible. Like the car ride here, I got a little dizzy, but sometimes if I don't sit in the front, I get a little car sick. But I feel fine. That's the crazy thing about head injuries. There's not always pain right then and there from what I'm told.
And again, I was talking about certain days, certain stories, and all of the buzz throughout the whole locker room was all-in tickets, September 1st, Hoffman Estates, based Chicago, Illinois adjacent. They went on sale, and within 30 minutes, they were all gone. And we were right there in that locker room with Cody, with the Young Bucks. There was congratulations, there was celebrations, there was hugs. And we thought it would be kind of fun to give you one of the first real, genuine reactions to a couple of indie wrestlers selling out a 10,000-seat arena. Here's Matt Jackson. I guess with the theme of Chicago was the day you guys put out these tickets.
Man,
What happened?
I'm blown away, I swear. And I never would have thought what happened. I mean, the news is playing out by now, obviously. This goes up soon, right? We sold out, I think it was 30 minutes and like change, 26 seconds or something. Like, Cody had the exact number. Like, I started getting tweets, people saying, I think the show's sold out. And I was like, no, that's just an error. Because they were alerting us saying that there may be like errors on the page because there's so much traffic. I was like, there's no way. Then I tried to get in myself, and remember we tried to get the best seat possible or something. It was the best possible seat. And
I thought you were gonna say I was gonna try to get one of those $28 ones.
Well, that's what I tried. That's what it was. So like I said, I want to get. You know how you put it into the service and you put like, give me the only seat available or the best available seat. That's it. And a $28 seat came up. And I was like, wait a minute, that's a nosebleed seat. There's no way that's the best. So it said, how many do you want? And I punched in one, I hit an enter, and it came back and said, none available. And I said, oh my God, we're sold out. And I looked at you, and I'm talking to my wife, Dana, who's sitting in the car with me.
Hello.
And I literally, I'm not even a very emotional person. I had like a tear in my eye. I'm like, am I crying a little bit right now?
What is this thing coming out of my eye?
I'm emotional about family stuff, but like wrestling, nah, it's not really. Like, I kind of had a tear in my eye. I was like, oh my God, we sold out, I think. And everybody else was doubting. They're like, no, it's an error. I said, no, we're sold out.
Okay, I know for a fact Cody knew 10,000 no problem, but like, what about like I don't know. I thought like 4,000 to 6,000 somewhere, so like 5,000, 7,000.
I knew we would do good, and I always thought we would do 10, but I thought we would have to like get a walk up or something.
It would take a lot of work.
Yeah, like I thought we would get 5 or 6 in the first couple days, and then maybe after a week it'd kind of get a couple more hundred, and then I thought there would be like a giant walk up, and hopefully we'd get the 10. Like I was hopeful,
and like using local hookups, almost like Corrigan being in town with the NWA stuff, and just of course with Ryan and 1 Hour Teas, like maybe like we could help build up those last 1,000.
Yeah, I thought we would have to, like I even told Nick, I was like, we may have to like go old school and put out like radio ads and ads during Monday Night Raw to try to get the people who don't know who we are, like who are the Young Bucks? I don't know these guys, but God, I was so blown away by the traffic the site caused. Like everybody said within seconds. I heard it was 30 seconds the floor was gone already, which blows my mind.
So the advertising budget that you probably had.
I mean, I was ready to, like, we were all ready to spit. We don't have, like, it was all literally done on Twitter.
That's what I'm saying.
Like it was $0.
Yeah.
Word of mouth, man. Like,
so now you have this advertising budget they can put into production.
Right. It'll go to other things, but yeah, man, like what a thing, huh?
What a moment in independent wrestling history, I think.
It feels so good.
Yeah.
Like it almost feels like I'm dreaming a little bit, to be honest. as lame as that sounds, like I was like, this isn't gonna happen, and it happened, and it's just now I'm like, man, we gotta have a kick-ass show for sure now. Like the pressure's still on us. It's not like, oh, we sold the tickets, great. Like now we really have to give them something. You know?
But I think there's like less pressure to. I don't know before if there was like, well, they gotta have these giant names to draw, and now it's literally like whoever you want, whatever match you think would be. It doesn't have to be like, oh, we need insert like fired off of WWE television name here.
Right. I think we sold them the experience, and they bought it because like they want to be a part of a movement. They want to be a part of something bigger than any wrestling match or any dream match. Like they bought something else, something bigger than that, more special, and that's what we were offering, and that's what they bought, and it's fun because but Nick and I and Cody, we still want to put together a great card with great talent because that's just who we are. I don't want to just sit there and go, okay, we got their money now, let's just give them this. I still want to really put together some of the best matches possible with the guys that we have.
And I guess if you can't make it, there's a StarCast going on.
Yep. Everybody's there.
Yeah, there's going to be everyone, but
you gonna tell the story? Do you know the story?
With Vince Russo? Well, I mean, I was standing there where Nick was pissed off that he was there. And I go, Nick, it's your show. Yeah. You don't have to tell him he's not on. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to tell Cody. And the next thing I know, Cody tweets, you're not welcomed here.
And then that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly, it was one of those things where it just kind of happened, and it must have slipped through the cracks because the three of us were like, I saw the graphic, I'm like, what? And then, whatever. That was taken care of quickly.
Taken care of. It's your show.
Yeah, it's our show, man.
You do what you want.
It feels like we created a new wrestling holiday almost. And I hope that's how it feels, almost like a festival that weekend. Because it feels like from Thursday through Sunday, it's going to be like a big party.
I love it. I mean, because, I don't know, there's SFS Sketchfest and there's Lollapalooza and, wrestling needed one.
It's like another weekend where we could increase our economy. You know what I mean? Like the professional wrestling economy. And I've said this is cheesy and stuff, but we did this never to get rich. We did this to make the professional wrestling business a richer place for the boys and for the fans. Give them another option.
So proud of those guys, what they've done, the reach they've gotten, letting people know that there's cool wrestling outside of arena wrestling. Although this is going to be an arena show, so I don't know. Bringing un-arena wrestling to arenas is a wonderful moment. And I remember, with my starting this podcast, I had this vision or dream of going around the country, and if I could sell 100 tickets to a comedy show about wrestling, I would consider that the biggest success. That was my dream. And these guys dreamed way bigger. They dreamed 10,000 seats. And it looks like their dreams are coming true. And so are yours, because you get to ask my mom whatever you want, and she'll watch Janela and Zandig and give her reaction. She'll do that right after these plugs and
upcoming events.
All right, the best way that you can support, ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com, Twitter and Instagram, @Colt Cabana, Facebook /AOW Podcast, also /Colt Cabana. My storytelling podcast, Pro Wrestling Fringe, plus past archives of this show. They're ad-free on StitcherPremium.com /Colt. Use the code COLT, get a free month. ColtWrestling@gmail.com is my very public email. Maybe you're a promoter, want to put me on your upcoming show or convention. Maybe you want to be documented on this very series. I got a YouTube channel. I also got a website, ColtCabana.com. That's where I've got a P.O. box. Thanks to Kim and Jeff for sending me that Subway card. Knowing that 500 Subways have closed down, luckily the one next to my apartment is still up and running. Upcoming Saturday, May 19th, Nashville, Tennessee, Facebook /Overdrive Pro TN. Sunday, May 20th, Chicago, Illinois, ZelloPro.com. Friday, May 25th, Chicago, Illinois, Logan Square. I was wrong about this one. I apologize. Logan Square Auditorium, AAWrestling.com. Saturday, May 26th, just added, Cleveland, Ohio, AIWrestling.com. Friday, June 1st, Tulsa, Oklahoma, CompoundProWrestling.com. Saturday, June 2nd, New York City, just for commentary, ROHWrestling.com. Friday, June 8th, Rahway, New Jersey, WrestleProOnline.com. Saturday, June 9th, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, ChikaraPro.com. June 15th, 16th, 29th, and 30th, Dallas, San Antonio, Baltimore, Fairfax, Virginia, just doing commentary, ROHWrestling.com. August 3rd through the 26th, Edinburgh, Scotland, the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, edfringe.com to reserve your tickets and see our 6th annual showing at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. I'm super excited about that. Intro music for the show by the Ukulele Teacher on YouTube. Outro by super fun Yeah Yeah Rocket Ship. Podcast cover art designed by Jimmy Lee. Photo by James Musselwhite. Thanks to Rocky Romero, BJ Whitmer, Silas Young, Beer City Bruiser, Nick and Matt Jackson, Super Smash Brothers, Pepper Parks, Kenny King, Chris Sabin, Dalton Castle, Jay Lethal, Hangman Page, and Flip Gordon for being a part of the show this week. Let's thank our sponsors, HighSpots.com, the best VOD service in the game. That Poppin' Dogs and Talkin' Hogs with Marty, myself, Trent, and Chuck is now up. plus AMA, knee pads, gear, mask, a wrestling ring, and much more. OneHourTees.com. They help run ProWrestlingCrate.com. They help run ProWrestlingTees.com. That's where you can support your favorite independent wrestler. And every week this summer, there will be a wrestler at the brick and mortar store in Chicago, Illinois. You asked for it, you got it. Hashtag AskCabanaMom. Tweet me at Colt Cabana. Use the hashtag AskCabanaMom. Ask my mom something about wrestling. She can watch a video. She doesn't know the history of wrestling, so be smart about it. This week at You Can Call Me Ron asks, can you have your mom watch the Joey Janela Zandig roof bump? I sure can, and I sure did.
Hello, this is Mama Cabana from her studio apartment in Chicago, Illinois. Back from Arizona. I remember Colt Cabana jumping out the window with his friends onto mattresses and using ladders and all kinds of crazy things. And as a mom, I wasn't too happy about it, but the neighbors really got a kick out of it. But watching this wrestling match, I don't know how anybody's mom could get a kick out of it. It was trashy. It was trailer trash, basically. And I assume the people who came to watch it were probably trailer trash also. I don't know how it could hold anybody's interest, why anybody would pay to see it. It was probably out in rural America somewhere on somebody's farm. And to go crashing through a truck that was on fire seems to me a bunch of junk. As a mom, as a wrestler's mom, my advice to other wrestlers' moms, don't let your children even take part in anything like this. It's just not real to me. It's not real wrestling as I see it. I've watched Colt Cabana for, almost 20 years wrestling, and he's very professional. The wrestlers that he wrestles with are professional, but this was just totally unprofessional and just downright dumb on these wrestlers' parts. So that's it. Happy Mother's Day to all the mama of wrestlers out there. By the time you listen to this, Mother's Day is really over. But I'll see you next week. It's goodbye and thanks.
Oh, those are fighting words. Joey, she called you trash. I don't think he'll deny that. But she's questioning his professionalism. I don't think Zandig will care, but I got a feeling Joey Janela is not going to be happy about it. I think I'm going to see him in Cleveland. Is he going to be at AIW? We'll have to talk about it then. All right, until next week, this has been The Art of Wrestling. For Colt Cabana, I'm Colt Cabana. Thanks.